Next, clear up politics. Project 2025 director steps down amid Trump backlash. The Heritage Foundation's Project 2025, a blueprint for overhauling the federal government, has seen a major shakeup. Paul Dans, the project's director, is stepping down after backlash from Donald Trump's campaign. Heritage Foundation President Kevin Roberts confirmed Dan's departure, stating that Dan's exit comes as the project has completed exactly what it set out to do. Project 2025 began as a far-right wish list and is now a hot topic in the 2024 election. Democrats have used Project 2025 to highlight what they see as extreme policy proposals for a potential Trump administration. The nearly 1,000-page document suggests sweeping changes, including altering personnel rules to ensure government workers' loyalty to the president. However, Trump is trying to distance himself from Project 2025, claiming he hasn't read it. He has dismissed the document, saying it is written by those on the severe right. At a recent rally, Trump criticized the project as seriously extreme. But shall we believe Trump for this? Especially when Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, has generously praised the project in a foreword to a forthcoming book by Heritage Foundation's new president, Kevin Roberts. Forgive me. Hell no, we shouldn't believe him.
No.
Like, hell no.
No.
Well, he hasn't read it because, he's illiterate. And stepping down doesn't mean stepping away. Paul Dans is a dangerous psychopath, and his every move must be tracked so there are no surprises along the way. And by the way, Kevin Roberts, who they mentioned, also answers to the name Joseph Goebbels, who was Hitler's side. So feel free to use it when referring to his hateful being.
Listen, I mean, just because he steps down doesn't mean that the agenda is still not going to be advanced by Trump should he get into office. And Trump lying and stating that, he doesn't know anything about it, he hasn't read it. He was at a Heritage meeting last year stating that these individuals are outlining his agenda. He said it in his own words, I'm paraphrasing, so it's not his exact words, but he said that they're creating and crafting our agenda. So for most people, just a little political science 101, most of the time public policy is done by think tanks. It's done by academics, right? I was a political science professor once upon a time, right? I would craft policy papers with my colleagues, and we would literally throw it out there to, staffers and others, and those policies would actually get adopted by elected officials. Policies don't get created by elected officials. They get created by academics and think tanks. And this is exactly who creates our agenda. So the Heritage Foundation is well known throughout our country. They're the ones behind these 500 plus, anti-LGBTQ bills, right? All across our country. Let's be real. It's the Heritage Foundation. And so to think that they will not influence the administration is full of crap. First of all, we know Trump has read. We know he hasn't read it because it's 900 pages. It's too above his level. But it will influence.
There's no pictures.
There's no pictures. That's right. That's right. It will influence his agenda. And J.D. Vance. I mean, his partner in crime now has definitely read it as a lawyer. I'm sure he's definitely read it and he's adopted it. And so. Trump could do everything that he can to distance himself, but it's full of crap. He's just trying to placate the people, the American public out there. His base and him believes in this agenda. And to the point of his agenda, you can go, Michael, his agenda is about, one, think about this, eliminating jobs, right? He immediately wants to eliminate the Department of Education. He wants to eliminate government employees and appoint his loyalist, right? This is he talks about creating jobs. He wants to eliminate jobs.
And term limits. He said you won't have to vote again.
That's right.
That's what he said. He actually said it out loud.
And the FDA.
Yeah.
And what is it when you, the people that tell us about the weather, what is that? Like hurricanes
the National Weather Service people. Yes. Right.
That as well.
So I'm listening to everything that you guys are saying, but I just have this little quote here. And the Trump campaign advisors, Susie Wiles and Chris Lasitova, said in a statement, reports on Project 2025 demise would be greatly welcomed and should serve as notice to anyone or any group trying to misinterpret their influence with President Trump in this campaign. It will not end well for you. So you mean to tell me that this was put out and
He didn't know. Like I said.
He knows all.
Hell
I'm
no.
just asking a question. I just,
Listen, this is their agenda. Period. You know, I mean, they did have at the RNC a little 2-page agenda of their policy, but that was really for show. Their real agenda is to really decimate our rights. Let's be clear. They've told us already. And the famous quote from Maya Angelou, right? When somebody shows you who they are, tell you who they are, believe them the first time, right?
That's true.
Let's believe Trump. As Greg said, he has stated that we don't have to vote. After this time, we don't have to vote. He told us Christian people, don't worry about it, 'cause I'm going to fix it. I'm going to go in and fix everything, right? Because you don't have to vote. And it's not taking it out of the character or the context, right? He means it. He also stated that he's going to be a dictator on day one. Like, we have to believe him. Because guess what? If January 6th told us anything, we have to take this guy for his word. He's dangerous. He is a dangerous guy. And this agenda will decimate our rights, our civil rights as we know it. And to our community, we're in danger. If we don't coalesce, if we don't come together, right? If we don't go out there and get people to vote, register people to vote, right? And vote your conscience, right? I'm not telling you to vote for one person or another. I'm voting for Kamala Harris, point blank and simple, because she stands with our community. She stands with our community for a long time, so I'm voting with her because she supports me. I am not supporting any candidates that don't support me. Period. So it's incumbent upon us. It really is incumbent upon us to save our democracy. And part of saving our democracy is getting people to vote. Exercise your God-given right in this democracy, because our democracy is supposed to be for the people and by the people, so it's up to us. It is on us. Should that crazy fool gets in office, it's going to be on us, right? Yeah. We will lose our democracy because we have not coalesced and gathered and gotten people out to the polls.
Right. I was just going to comment because, I saw when the director stepped down and the new person in leadership, which I now can't remember his name, but I did do some research on him. He's known for his leadership in conservative think tanks. He's about education reform views, which are parental choice of schools, classical education, including philosophy, history, and science, opposition of federal outreach, his rejection of progressive ideologies, support for religious liberty, and he's also faced the backlash for Florida's new social studies program over its portrayal of slavery.
Yeah. Dangerous people.
Yes.
They want to write us out of the history books. They don't want us to exist, period. Period.